Hi Sweery, welcome back to my channel. My name is Storytime, and if you are new here, thank you so much for coming. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. By Sweery, I really do appreciate you. Today's video is a story time, which is very long overdue. I think I've been postponing. I've been busy, man. It's not that important. Or let me just say the story is not that important. I'm not alone. I'm Gila. Today it's Thursday, by the way. Didn't go to work. I took a 2-day leave because you're my body. And I will serve for the sake of the story time. I'll be drinking this extreme. I met my ex-boyfriend 2020 in October. I and my friend decided, you know what, let's go to Hookah Fest in Netherlands because we haven't been there. And before going, I got sick, like when he sees, and I was like to my friend, I'm no longer going. My friend is like, no friend, in I pose this into the season, this is Saba right Saham. When we get to Hookah Fest, okay, sihlale nabanye abafana because besingaphethanga ibhayibheli shile ngamabom because it's asikaslate, it's our first time going there. Ngeke siphathana nemithwalo. Sahlala nabanye abafana sabhema ibhayibheli. It was me, my friend, and her cousin, yabo. And then sihlale kube mnandi yobe igcwele. It was packed. Remember, it was COVID 2020, right? It was packed, but it was October. Hayibo. And then me and my friend, we decided, let's go to the toilets. Hi, Sam is a toilet sana. Must figure toilet. My ex, let's just give him a name. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of Alostro, calling him Alostro. But I don't know. Let's call him Dam. Let's call him Dam. Yeah, let's call him Dam. Okay, so Dam, which is my ex, Dam approaches me at toilets, and then he's like, hi, hello. Before approaching me, I was arguing with his friend because I'm a girlfriend, so I was like, no, you can't do that. And then Dam was like, hi, hello, can you please come here? And then I went. I don't even know why I went. He's like, hi, what's your name? I'm Jela, yours, young Jela. Okay, I'm not interested. I wasn't there. Like, I didn't like the guy, to be honest. Like, I didn't like the guy. Even my friend knows, like, I didn't like the guy. Anyway, okay, so now we start talking. Yeah, but one thing about me, guys, I'm not rude. If someone approaches me, even though I'm just gonna give him or her, even if it's girls, I'm just gonna hear you out. I'm not rude, not unless then we're going to have a problem. But generally, I'm not rude. I do give people a chance to say whatever they want to say. So yeah, so the guy started conversating with me and my friend, he's a DJ. I'm like, DJ yako guy, and then we laugh with my friend about I'm here to have fun. Also was single, right? So I'm here to have fun. I'm like to my friend, also security to manje, ayo. And then he's like, yo, nihleli whoopie. We show him, and he's like, yo, okay. He now takes along with us, because he now takes along with us. The whole night he's with us. Yo, I was so bored with my channel. So he showed interest in me, a lot. And then he started like saying we must come to some gig they are hosting, wada sizongena mahala, whatever. Like, okay. We're getting drunk, we're getting drunk. He's here, like he's here when we want to go to the toilets, like he's accompanying us. And then now it's time to go back home. It's midnight. We try to request and then my friend is like, let's go to the garage. There's a garage next to Middle Point. Let's go to the garage. And then we go to the garage. He accompanies us, Bengiphethe phone yami, the guy didn't have his phone. And then he accompanies us to the garage. Must figure vele garage. So all along he's telling us about himself. He's a DJ. He lives Gupi Gupi, you know, Emidolensi. Not Agiomo, you know, but I'm just like listening to him. I'm giving him like indlebe, you know. Ay sana, sambe se garage. Must figure garage. Kanti sibone umfana uhlala ekasi lethu owenza ibolt. My friend is used to him uhlala ekasi lakhe straight. And then the guy afaka ama number akhe efonini yami, yabo. And to my head I'm like, I'm not gonna text this guy, like he's just wasting his time. I'm not, but let me not be rude, because the guy was with us the whole time, askadile, you know, that was so kind of him, yabo, sharp. I was never gonna text him, I was never gonna call him. Nje, bezophelela lapho. Faka ama number akhe, obviously we drank, ama number asefonini, sambe. The next morning, which was Sunday, my friend is like, friend, fonela omnye umntana umbonge, yabo. I'm like, nah, there is no need. She's like, Xoli, fonela umntana umbonge. You know, he was with us the whole time, nan. And then actually thinking about it, so I'm like, okay, Vele, he was with us the whole time, so let me call him, yabo, like just to say thank you. I do call him. I call him, hello, Kumbano Xoli, from yesterday. Thank you so much. Ube nathi the whole time, you know, because it's like he's like, oh, he was so happy. He was so happy to hear from me. He's like, oh my God, oh Xoli, okay, no problem. I will text you on WhatsApp. 2020 I was doing my second year. I remember, yeah. Okay, Vele. Text on WhatsApp. Obviously there were other guys I was speaking to, and obviously when you're getting approached by guys, you look at effort and consistency. So this one, Udam was very consistent, was putting effort, you understand. So 2 days after texting, we met. You know, he came at Dobsonville Mall. We met, and after meeting, I was like, hug, hello. You know, I wasn't impressed. Like second meetup, I was like, hi son, this one is not for me. You understand? I didn't like him. I wasn't there romantically. I wasn't there. But there was this thing, man. Locally, you know, like meeting up with him. I don't even know why I met up with him, you understand? And then I met up with him. He was nice. You know, one thing about him, he's a kind guy. One thing about him, he's kind, he's a nice person, but not entirely. Anyway, we meet at Dobsonville Mall. It was around 8 like yashisa. Anyway, it was past 8. I'm thinking we're going to meet up. Ahambe kubo ngihambe ngekithi. Ayibo umuntu athi sigibela amateksi siye eBramfisher and chill eKaslam. I'm like, okay, sigibele, sihlale, sichile. Okay, ahambe ngo-10. I'm like, okay. Before ahambe we kiss. Magabuyela kubo lapha, we talking, texting, you know. It's now becoming an everyday thing that we're texting. He's like, can you please be my girlfriend, wada, you know. I'm willing to be your boyfriend. I'm willing to give you love, your time, whatever. And then on the 22nd of October, I then start giving in, you know. I'm like, you know what, let me try this. Also, he's put so much effort, you know. He would put so much effort, like he would come all the time. Yabo, he would text all day, every day. He would call. Yabo Nanje. I was like, let me give it a try. I then say, okay, it's fine. I'm going to give you a chance. You know, we can now date. But Mina, this is the kind of relationship that I want for myself. Yabo. I tell him I want a guy that is matured, a guy that is open-minded, that is accommodating, respecting. A guy that knows what he wants. And I feel like as girls must explain okay, this is the kind of guy that I want for a relationship that I want. They act exactly like what you describe. So the guy acted exactly like what I described, you know. I was so happy. I was so happy in love. I remember telling my friend, I'm like, hey, this guy, there's no fault about him. Kanjani, you know? It's so weird. He's ticking all the boxes, and it's like, for me, it's weird. But I'm like, okay, maybe it's puppy love, you know? We date. 2020 uphele 2020. 2021, that's when izinto ziqala khona to go south, yabo. 2020, his first, I found out that he's flirting with some girl, you understand? That's when I lost it, because obviously we were building a relationship, and I, for one, when I'm in love, I commit myself. I told myself, okay, this is my boyfriend, I'm going to give it my all, and I'm trying to get a slimmer, because definitely I'm not a slimmer. Honey, I'm smart as fuck, you understand? And I do give people the benefit of the doubt. No man wabona ma red flag, but I'm like, okay, ngifuna ukulibona le red flag ukuthi li red kangana, which is very toxic, but I'm no longer like that. I'm no longer like that. Anyway, 2021, I found out that he's flirting with this girl, and then nakhona I found out ephakini besihlangene ngalelo langa ngise-Netherlands. I found out going through his phone, archive ama-chats nan. Yo guys, I slept him. I slept him. And then I remember him texting the girl, vele confess vele ukuthi yeah, the guy is approaching him, nan. That was the first thing that ruined my trust for this guy, you know. And then I went to race, right? So later, I guess we've been fighting. Ngakombitex going to race. So man gene race. So man kombitex Josie Emirolens. This driver this driver is like, yo, you look so sad. Nana, I'm like, I'm so sad. He then asked for my numbers. I gave him my numbers because I was so hurt, guys. I wanted someone to comfort me. I gave him my numbers. Hi, sharp. Then I phone a lady. General. The next day he calls. I lose interest. I'm call, you know, because I'm not that person. I'm not a cheater. One thing about me, but cheat on me, honey. Kitlo bonta. Anyway, fidelity. And then I started doing the same thing because you won't cheat on me. And then my babe, I'm going to do ×2. You're going to feel it and you're going to know it, because when I cheat back, my aim is to destroy you emotionally. You understand? Fast forward to December 2021. We're supposed to meet. It's a Sunday. So my ex Dam had money, and as he had money, Anje, he was supposed to come to Brown Fisher, but I was like, no, I'll come, you know, because most of the time he would come to Brown Fisher all the time, you know. I appreciate that about him. He would always come, even though I'm tired. And he really did understand that and accommodated me when it comes to that. I feel comfortable. But the whole day, and he would force it. Yeah, and he would force it. No, the whole day when I was generally, it's not like there's a problem or what. Generally, me as a human being, and I don't like overstaying. I'm like, no, it's fine, let's take turns. I'm going to come. 2 o'clock. He's like, okay, 10 by the way at that time. He's like, oh, okay, no problem. I'm going to the salon right now. 10 o'clock. I'm like, okay, cool. I clean, do everything. 12 o'clock, I'm bathing. He's like, oh, okay, I'm still at the salon. I'm like, still at the salon from 10 o'clock. It doesn't make sense because we could cut. Now it's 12. I'm like, okay, more 1 o'clock. He's like, okay, cool. That was the last time I spoke to him. 1 o'clock, 1:30, ngimtexte, ngithi, ngiyagibela. He's like, oh, Atuli, like, he's offline, ihambi one tick. Ngibele vele, because we dating, like, I'm used to this person, you understand? Ngibele, mangifika kubo, ngikokote, sabona ma, you know? One thing about his mom, she's a darling, like, yo, she's a darling. That woman is a nice person, is a nice woman, and she really welcomed me. And she really loved me. I believe so. And like I was like, I also loved her. You know, till today I don't have a problem with her. I still do love her because she really like welcomed me. Although at times, obviously, sometimes it's not because his family thought I was controlling him, but not knowing what's going on with this guy. You understand? So obviously, my ex Udam was pushing that narrative to his family that I'm controlling him. Understand? So and I don't blame them because no one knew what this guy was up to. You understand? And me, I behave like being frustrated to an extent. I would end up like physically fighting with him. I would end up verbally like insulting him, you understand, and I would end up like being controlling really and say lapo, you understand, you're going to hell no, you're not going there, you understand. And people couldn't understand why I was like that, and now myself I couldn't understand why I was like that, but there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that was revealed, and everyone now knows. And I guess I was the bad guy. But now, I'm so glad to see people understand why I was like that. You understand? Anyway, I asked his mom, I'm like, Udam. She's like, Aibo, Udam solo kahamba ekuseni yabo, solo kaphuma ekuseni, aphuma afaka icashulo zami angimazi ukuthi uye solo kahamba ngo-8. I'm like, ngimuthoya saluni sakasendlini, like what's going on? I said, no, solo kahamba ekuseni uhambe nefoni yami. So like I start getting mad because I'm thinking, so there were two friends of his being abatandi, this one who's a cheese boy, not to go to being abatandi because of anything else, being abatandi because of they were so controlling, they would control him. Although I believe Uguti, as friends, we all have our own choices, you know, we make our own choices. They were controlling him because he now you're controlling, you know. But regardless, they were treating him like shit, you know, especially the one who was a cheese boy. I feel like he was like treating him like shit. All the time they would argue, he would insult him, to come and fetch your shit. Imagine, like, you know, there's nothing wrong being a cheese boy, but the way you treat other people, I have a problem with that. Like, he was so arrogant. He felt like he was owning the world, and my ex was giving him so much power, and it pissed me off. My ex was so disrespectful towards his mom. Like, he was bekamphendula ngathi intanga yakhe, bekamphendula like ngathi sinex basically, and we would argue. Like, at times I would even slap him, like if akhuluma nomama yakhe ngathi ingane incane, like, oh. And to think his mom is so loving, his mom is such a great person, and his mom is the only person who's there for him, who's holding him down, you understand, ongampheleli umoya and futhi ongamjikeli. Yo, it used to piss me off, like wangaphendula umama yakhe ngathi uyahlanya. Yo, we would fight and fight ukuthi you can't do that to your mom, but abangani uyabahlonipha, abazali babangani uyabahlonipha, but you can't respect your own family, you can't respect your own mom, you can't respect your own sisters, but you have the guts to surrender to friends. And abazali babo mabakuthuma you jump, but your mom makuthuma you like you complain, you pass remarks and just snacks. I was like, no, it's not happening in front of me, you understand. Hi shabu, mama kambege umama ke kaslap yabo agekho. Now I'm getting pissed though. I'm thinking, oh my god, this guy is with those friends in Ngabafuni, you understand. I'm now getting angry, guys. It's 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. We're watching TV, you know. siyaxoxa. Then one thing about his mom and his big sister, towards me, they were okay, shame, I don't even want to lie. Bekungekho izinto ezisnaksi, bebangangikutheli, you know. They would favor me like most of the time, yabo, and I really appreciate that about them. Also, there's this uncle, is that his cousin Omdala? Yeah, like they would favor me so much, and some of his cousins were so great towards me, and some of his friends like were amazing, yabo. They were amazing, they were good towards me, yabo, and I do appreciate that shit, yazin. Sihlale no mama ke makushawa 6 ngitshela umama yakhe ngithi oh mama mina I'm going because now it's late, yabo, uzomtshela ukuthi bengikhona. It's okay. Monday the guy is not saying anything, and mind you, when we first met, the guy said we must exchange our Facebook accounts. I feel like he didn't trust me. Gandhi, he didn't know what was in. I'm very loyal. One thing about me, I'm loyal. And I didn't mind. I was like, it's fine. We can exchange with our Facebook accounts. It's okay. And we did. So I had access to his Facebook. He had access to my Facebook. I checked his Facebook. There's no trace. There's nothing. Tuesday, I got a text from his cousin. He's like, Oli, please come. I'm like, what's going on? Is Dam okay? He's like, please come. Yo guys, ngihambe. Angizange nokugeza ni 9 o'clock ngihambe ngigibele eDobsonville Mall ngigibele iMidlands. Mangifika ikhala lami liyaluma. Hey, mangifika guys. My ex is on the bed, you know, usembedeni, uchopele, you know, makavula ingubo, ngingene ekamereni, makavula ingubo. La ugreen. And I'm getting scared. I'm like, what's going on? He starts crying. He's like, baby, I was drugged. I'm like, drugged kanjani way, you understand? He's like, I went to hostel to buy weed. So my ex was smoking weed, and I would tell him all the time, I'm like, the way you smoke weed, one day you're going to need a black a higher than weed. And he would always laugh at me and be like, no, that's not true, I've been smoking weed for so long, I'll never do that. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, one day was going to open mama drugs and wanting and like the highest plug. And he would always like, no, that's not gonna happen. I didn't like him smoking. He was smoking weed and cigarettes, and I didn't like him smoking. Like sometimes we would even fight the way like ape mangakona, you know. I just didn't like him smoking, and his behavior, like sometimes he would get irritated maganga be manga, you know, and it would just piss me off. So yeah, he was drugged. He began taking Nzange was Stella. I'm like, dude, you had money. Why would you go far? It was Stella. We're taking Nzange like us like, because you have money. I said, no, I wanted to save. I wanted to spend money on you. Don't. I'm like, bro, I ain't any sense. Just tell me what happened. He's like, I went to hostel to buy Nzango. Mangfika. So ngaphandle sengifuna ukrap Nzango. I asked this guy. We end up chilling emkhukhwini wakhe and smoking. He ends up afasa. One thing about my ex, he's dumb, guys. Like, he's dumb, like when it comes to friends. Like, yo, he likes seeking validation from people. He likes seeking validation from friends, and it's things that we would always talk about in our relationship. Like, I tell him, stop seeking validation from friends. You know, you must focus on yourself, focus on going to school. I would push him to go to school. This guy, like he loved his friends, especially those ones being abatanda. He loved them to death. He would rather risk our relationship for those friends, you understand? We would rather fight as long as we are right, you understand? So he loved them so much. Yeah. So he's like, they end up smoking no guy. Stugu. Okay, is now aganaganga ukai my ex aganaganga ukai sakamfakela izinto entsangweni makaphula izolo uyazi ukuthi no, this is strong. Stukudu with that 2 girls ukelo yiwani uboleka ifoni kamama yakhe, by the way. Ukelo yiwani uboleka ifoni ukuthi ucela ungena uloga in ku Facebook. My ex amnikeza ifoni aloge in, and then aphume nefoni ame emnyango athi hayi ngime la emnyango, ugirl gone nefoni. So my ex is now trapped ehostela, you know. He doesn't want to go back home without ifoni kaMamaki, because firstly he knows bazomthethisa, secondly it's going to be a big problem. He has to explain himself ukuthi ifoni ikuphi nani. He's now trapped, uphethe imali, uphethe ikhadi, ubhekana nefoni, ifoni ihambe nogirl. So now lo ahleli naye bathi uSneymane apparently. uSneymane ohleli naye umZulu, uNhlakanipho bahleli. uNhlakanipho is now suggesting ukuthi let's go look for this girl, you know. Obviously guys, niyawazi abantu ababhemi crystal amadumane, they're never in one place. They go and look for the girl, ugirl bamfune hostela yonke, akekho girl. This one then comes midnight, abuyele kubo to tell his mom ukuthi ulahle phone nani, uyothatha umese, aphume nomese midnight, abuyele hostela. Obviously he's drugged nge-crystal. Crystal method takes 3 days ukuthi kuphume ku-system, and during that 3 days wenza izinto ezingana-sense. He then goes back to hostel. They're looking for this girl. Oh, lapho my ex unjani guys, he's so slim nje. Ooh. He's so slim. Eye bags are greeny nje, yazi green, and then la black, la green. Yo guys, I was traumatized. I was so traumatized, eh? And then he comes back from hostel. He's now explaining this whole thing. What's okay? Obviously, as a girlfriend, I believe it because I'm not thinking what's my ex, my boyfriend at that time can smoke drugs. You understand? But the behavior was very off. But I couldn't align the behavior to an act, like to something like drugs. You understand? I believe it. I'm like, oh okay. He was now mentally ill. He was mentally ill for like a week, and I would go Kubo every day in the morning, 9. I would go every day until he was fine, because obviously Mangzile, he didn't have a chance with Angapuma Ham. So I was always there monitoring him, making sure that me and his mom, making sure that he is good. Understand? Like he was speaking as it doesn't make sense. For a week I couldn't get a hug, a proper hug, a kiss. I just couldn't. And yo, it broke my heart. I would cry every day, and be like, oh Nkosiami, I don't know what you have brought for me. I don't understand why you're doing this to me. You understand? And I feel like at that time it was a sign for me to leave the relationship, but I didn't. Because at that time, obviously, he can purposefully smoke drugs. You understand? For me, very this person was drugged. After a week, he was mentally okay. I kept on encouraging him, bro, you need to go back to school. And I encouraged him to go back to school. He then went to school. SWGC, and his mom accompanied them. One year in SWGC, after a month, he dropped out. He dropped out. I couldn't understand. Drop out so he made an excuse. He doesn't have money. In situation, whatever. I understood, but I was like, oh my god, I used to walk from Bramfisher to Zola. I used to walk. Do you know where Zola is? I used to walk. But look at me today. I would even give him those kind of examples. Why not? So as walker from Midlands to Dubai, if really you really need this thing and you want to change your home situation, you need to walk from Midlands to, as much as it's not easy, obviously that make normal BC, but this is SWGC normal BC. But you can just eat whatever if I don't know. And my mom was like, well, you know what, it's something else. You can't concentrate, and you wouldn't understand if you're not in that situation. You understand? So it's better if a scholar if normal BC. There's normal BC, there's nothing. So how is he even supposed to be coping? You understand? Story spy. I was like, it's fine. But didn't make sense to me. I was like, if it was me, I was never gonna give up. Saying it's only chance ithuba lokuthi ngibe phakathi and then drop out. Hi bo. Indaba abantu abafani ke. Also mina my character is very strong, so I'm managing give up nje, especially if I want something. And jobs out, and then April isikhathi silokele sihamba. I found out that this guy is now living kabumngani wakhe lo ngamfuni. Ngiye ngiyomlanda ngempama ngithi qoqa into zakho yinto yekelela isikole le. I think in that relationship I was now starting to be controlling because the guy wasn't doing anything right. He wasn't doing anything right, and I was just supposed to leave the relationship because the way we loved each other, it was insane. Like we loved those who know they know, Shemias. We loved each other to death at that time, and it like we were always together. We did everything together, and even if we would argue, he would come back and apologize, and he would come straight again, like, and apologize. And I felt like, oh, okay, effort and act accordingly for a few days after he does the same thing. For me, I'm like, hey, this guy, no. But still, I couldn't even think it's drugs. I didn't even think of drugs. I didn't. Fast forward, April. So my brother, another incident, a flag, another sign. My brother, so my cousin gave my brother an iPhone. So basically the iPhone yakhona because my cousin forgot his her details. My cousin bought another iPhone, yabo? And my brother was like, yo, I want to open this iPhone because we something it's money, yabo? Because I have a laptop. You can open an iPhone, get laptop. So my ex Udam comes. My brother, obviously he was used to my ex because we dated for like 3 years. So this incident happened 2022. We dated like for 3 years, you know, so obviously some family members were used to him. So my brother tells him, he's like, yo, has the iPhone here, my iPhone don't. My ex then offers. He's like, no, I can open it. I can open your iPhone, your laptop. Let me go your laptop and the iPhone. It's fine. I don't mind your laptop because we would borrow each other's stuff. I would borrow him my laptop because he was also a DJ at that time. He would record his mixtapes. Your laptop here, I didn't mind. He was my boyfriend. We were used to it. The only thing I didn't want was my laptop to go outside, or for him, that's what I didn't want. So he then takes the laptop and the iPhone 6. He then goes emidolensi. Marafika, he's not saying anything. Fast forward 10 o'clock, nothing. I call, no one answers. I text 11. His mom answers. He's like, it was raining. I'm like, what? I'm not mad. I'm like, we are picking a laptop at this time. Next day, he's not saying anything the whole day. He's like, hi, I'm about to fetch my iPhone because this doesn't make sense. He then goes Gubo. Now I'm chilled and I'm like, okay, no man, Gubo obviously lose on Tola, and then that's what before Nike is fine. Okay, my ex doesn't want to speak to him. My ex is like, I don't want to speak to you. You know, I won't speak to you. Like, dude, are you stupid? Are you mad? You won't speak to him, but the iPhone, like, what the fuck are you saying? And then he's like, this person doesn't want to speak to me. He's like, you know, you can tell and I get pissed and you know, now iPhone I just got pissed. And then my brother I'm fuming. Ngagibela ngaya vele mangiya mangifika vele athi ngithi ngicela iPhone ne laptop, you know. Doesn't make sense because my brother is going to be here the whole time. My brother is here, for what? Like, why? It doesn't make sense. For what? And then I'm like, dude, that's iPhone, the laptop, yeah. It's like i-laptop ikhona, i-iPhone ilahlekile. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I-iPhone ingalahleka. Ilahleka kanjani? He's like, no, I was chilling with these guys about beminyao. I'm like, first of all, what are you doing? Nabafana beminyao. What do you want? Ebantwini ababhema drugs. Ufunani ohlanganiseni nabo, like uhlanganiswa yini, you know? At that time, his uncle was still alive. Bless his heart, because no man I'm disciplined. Hey, and man stood for the truth. And no man would say no. Mfana owapeta in you know. Vele wenzani nabantu ababhema ama-drugs. Yabo? I'm like, what are you doing nabantu ababhema ama-drugs if you're not smoking drugs? Like uhlanganiseni nabo labantu labo. And mangisekasla ne, these people bonke nje ababheke eceleni, they would always greet him, you know, and have conversations with him. And I would tell him, I'm like, bro, I don't feel comfortable with you speaking to these people. So I mean, I don't fucking talk to these people. Yeah, well, like I would tell him that. I'm like, don't even entertain them. So entertain us so singing, so we one. I sasambe sekubo siyaya. Hayi ngefoni umntana kithi izophuma. Ngimhlape lapha ngithi izophuma leyo phone. Izophuma. Yazi izophuma. He then says, no, we can't go to the... I'm like, Puti, lapo ila siyakhona. And funny enough, my ex knew exactly and knew exactly what mangikwatile njani. I just couldn't understand. Ukuthi i-iPhone why bekangayifuna azayithola. Ngingakafiki, because he knows me ukuthi ngikanjani shem. I lose it mina mangikwatile. Like I lose it. Yeah. And then umama wakhe vela hamba yobiza uGuy lo bebahleli naye. uGuy nje unuga. Yeah, bambiza uGuy, iPhone ikuphi yathi akayazi. Udam, ex dam. Athi no, uyithathile iPhone in uvela wathi sikuphakamisela igarage, iPhone yanyamalala kwasala laptop. Hey. Oh. Lapha ama-cousin ka-ex yami ne, bless them, because if bebangamshayanga nobhuti wami if bekangashayanga that guy, iPhone bengeyiphume. They start beating up this guy wonyawophi uthi uzoyikhipha i-iPhone. Mina I'm beating up this one. ex, I'm beating him up. And as I'm beating him up, there's this one cousin of his, like lokho liyangivimba yabo. Oh, I was so mad, guys. I've never been that angry. Like, guys, the way I was so angry I in that relationship, it's insane. I don't ever want to be that angry ever in my life. Even if my current boyfriend makes me mad, like, just hold myself, because I'm like, yo, I don't want to be that person anymore, you understand? Ashayo guy aza admit ukuthi i-iPhone uyibambise ethaveni ngaserobotini for ama-drugs bayibambise nge-200 boyi-2. So this one, lo wahamba wayibambise i-iPhone, lo didn't know ukuthi lo bambise i-iPhone. Lo thought isikweleti sabo se-200 boyi-2 sama-drugs, crystal nendanda. Yo, I was so disappointed. Like I was shattered. Like, disappointed is an understatement. I couldn't believe it. I asked the guy, why are you chilling with my ex? He's like, no, this guy, we are bema. I'm like, okay, man. Atutuba Crystal Lindanda. And it makes sense now why Beganokela Wondile, my ex. I'm like, Crystal Lindanda. I'm like, umjwayela gabi. I would take the iPhone from the guy. I explained to the guy, iPhone the guy understood, because he didn't want attention really, because he was some drugs. Understood, gave us the laptop, the iPhone, sorry, gave us the iPhone, and then I dumped my ex. I was like, it's over, I don't want anything to do with you anymore. He begged me, he cried. Yeah, his mom came back. Of his mom and his uncle, he can't live without me. But Koliselo Morata Mara when our Baiza, Wabeta, Tubadi drugs, in. Oh, Kamurata, Nakosil, I'm killing myself. Tatama Pilis at Years Bulal, Uputam Ham Ubo Hamakal. So Masala to just understand the whole thing. His mom was just so fed up with him, like she gave up. This kid, like I give up, you understand? And I do understand because she's been so patient with him, you understand? Oh, who's like they were so patient with him. So obviously, if umuntu guys doesn't want to change, you're wasting your time. They won't change. No matter what you do, they won't change. I then go ngibhabayise vele ngihambe asale namapilisi wakhe. I don't know wayenzeni. Mangifika ngiphuza iwayini mina ngizidakele nomngani wami xoxa ukuthi hayibo nakho kwenzeka. Even told my mom. Oh, my mom was so disappointed. Hey, because my mom used to like my ex. She was so disappointed with hayibo. Like most of the people around my family, like every time when I tell them this thing, they were so disappointed because like my ex was a nice person. Hey, my ex was a nice person, and we loved each other so much. They were so disappointed. Sana August, something happened. The guy was not around. I was going through the most. I'm not comfortable really talking about it now, but eventually I'm going to speak about it. The guy wasn't there. He was with this friend of his, Engaitandi, by Northwest. For my birthday, he didn't even buy me anything because my birthday is in August. He didn't buy me anything. That's when I started to lose interest, because I need to remember, after this whole druggy thing, iPhone, I gave him a chance. I was like, you know what, let me give him a chance. I just want to see more, like, because I don't believe it, because now we are pigs, I didn't like it. But if this Nyobe guy is saying this guy is smoking, hey angaz, to me it didn't make sense. I didn't even see it in him who was okay, this one happened, like I didn't see it. I gave him a chance. Stupid me, but I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that I depleted all the chances in me, you understand? I guess I started losing interest. That's when I started losing interest. Fast forward to November, he also disappeared again. Also, August, when he disappeared with my laptop. Why Northwest with my laptop? He didn't tell anyone where he was going. His family didn't know. I didn't know. Remember, I don't like my laptop. He went with my laptop in Northwest. I was so mad. I was so pissed. I was super mad. He then called me. He's like, hi baby, I know you're angry. I need to come to Northwest. I'm like, with my laptop. Yang sanganela. Yang sanganela. He came back eventually after 2 weeks. Imagine. I was going through so much. I was all alone. I told myself, I'm like, you know what, I'm done here. I am done here. And he came back. Things were no longer the same. I started to lose interest. Fast forward, as the months goes, man, things were not the same. I was losing interest. I started talking to other people. I remember I met this other guy. I'm not gonna name him. I met this other guy. Oh, he was amazing. He was amazing. He would come most of the time. We would chill and have conversations. He would spoil me. He was pursuing me. He was, Angshela. He was amazing. I remember I had, for the interview of my current job, I had an interview. He was helping me, guys, prepare. That guy, not helping in a sense you would say deeply, but he was asking me interview questions, and I would answer, and he was calming me down. He's like, don't worry, you're going to get it. And I was like, thank you so much. He was so nice. He came to see me. He was just amazing. I'm like, oh my god, this is the kind of man that I want. So this relationship, it was dying, and for me, I just felt like I gave it my all. Remember, guys, I was at this time I was doing my last year, 2022, and my ex was a dropout, and he was not working. And when the relationship started, when he had money, he would spend on me. But ngokuya, he didn't spend on me anymore. We would fight first for him to spend money on me, because remember, he had to feed he had to feed his habit, you understand, his addiction. The guy did amazing things. Shem, I went to an interview, I was so scared, and the whole time the guy was checking up on me. Are you okay? I'm like, yes, I'm good. Like, after the interview, can I see you? I'm like, of course, honey, of course. This one asking me how's the interview, I'm just like, as in I'm like, oh God. You know, that's when my love started to die. Like, I was just waiting for that time. You will see me, you know what, I am officially done, like I need to leave. I vele isikhathi silokhele sihamba November anyamalale futhi uGuy ahambe eNorthwest nomngani wakhe. That's when I clearly made my mind. It was like, I am done. So the guy that was approaching me, potential, we spent time together so much during those times, and then he had to go. I was having so much fun with my friends. I was meeting different people. It was just nice. And then January 2024. Remember 2023, April, I graduated. The ex didn't come to the graduation, you know. But see, for me, it was like, ugh, whatever, you know. Vele yini nje into enengqondo. Yini nje into enengqondo. I expected it because vele nje bese ngibona ukuthi hayi vele lo ngathi amaqhaza abhema yabo. Like, the behavior was very off. And it was like, he just couldn't come, bekanganamali makasho, you know. I just felt like there was no effort in nje, you know. He didn't put effort into making sure that he comes. Because if your girlfriend is graduating and you claim you really love this person, you're going to make effort and means ukuthi uyithole imali. He didn't. And then I broke up with him in December, and I told him, you know what, things are no longer working out, I'm done. And then December also, I Northwest. He came back January. That's when I started to see he's smoking drugs. His behavior was very off. He was so distant. I remember because we tried working out things in January, but hey, it wasn't working. For a weekend we tried like fixing things, but in Yabon this guy is a narcissist. Ayikho into oyikhuluma naye ayizwayo, ayikho into oyikhuluma naye ayivumayo. He always acts like a victim, you know. Also, he would always say, I'm very controlling, ngifuna ukumrula, I want to make him isiboshwa, hey, I want ukuthi ngikhethela abangani. You know. And then I remember accompanying him to a gig January, you know. I absolutely look at this lily. My pain, like stomach cramps, you know. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Because locally I sugar like what's going on? And these cramps are the very same cramps you had 2021. What is going on? You know, he starts saying, oh, he starts staring at me. I'm like, bro, kulum, because I'm going to take my things and leave. He's like, no, nothing. I'm like, kulum, you know. I start blackmailing him, like, in a way. I'm like, kulum. He's like, no, I've been smoking drugs with the two friends that you don't like. This is when he is admitting, after so many years, imagine, he now admits what he's been smoking drugs with the two friends that I didn't like and I didn't want. Guys, after so many years of him acting like nyahlanya, acting like I'm controlling, acting like I want to control him, acting like I'm a drama queen, acting like and convincing his family that I'm like that, convincing people around me that I'm dramatic, that I love fighting. To be honest, that was the only relationship I've ever been violent. If you can call any of my exes, they can tell you, like, I've never raised my hand. It was only him. And I've dated Zulu guys before. Like, why wasn't I toxic in a relationship? This relationship, yo, it was so toxic. Like, guys, ngayi. And I'm asking myself, why him? Wrong, obviously, kushaya umuntu ne. But yo, oh, that guy would frustrate me so much, and he would act like a victim. Mongamphikela. Yazi makaxoxa akutshela izinto, bowuzosho vele ukuthi yimi wrong, yimi drama queen. Yimi drama queen, yimi ngimcontrolayo, yimi ngihlanyayo, ngiyamsukela, bowuzosho. And it made sense. Maka confess ukuthi he's on drugs. Ukuthi, oh, that's why you're acting like this. Abantu abapema drugs ingqondo ayikho into ephuma nala enengqondo ayikho. They're always speaking nonsense like ayikho. I was watching this podcast of this guy from Owami Entertainment who was a drug addict, and there's something powerful that he said. He's like, if ever you're dealing with someone who smokes drugs, just leave. Don't act like God. You're not the savior. You won't save that person. Just leave. And it made sense, like, because ever since I left the ex, I never felt guilty because I know myself. I gave it my all. I was so patient with him. I tried understanding what was the problem. You understand? And now I get it. You will never tell me drugs. We would watch shows together as drugs. Like, he would hear my remarks, Anjani, like he would hear me when I speak, I don't like drugs, but still he went and smoked drugs. Still he chose his friends over his relationship, I get when he confessed. I called his mom. I was like, Mama, please come and hear this. He then confessed. I was like, all along, everyone is thinking I'm controlling, everyone is thinking everyone is thinking I'm being a bully. Nayo into drugs. His mom was just so disappointed. She was like, and his mom asked him, do you want rehab? He's like, no, I don't want rehab. I'm thinking to myself, there's no life like Nampilo. And the whole 2023, I was not working, remember? And I was in a relationship with this person. January, when I found out this thing, I was not working, right? So I said to him, we're going to text these friends of yours. We're going to text them and tell them to back off. He's like, he's not going to do that. I was like, excuse me. He's like, I never get into, we'd rather break up. Or you'd rather get mad. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, that's fine, I'm done. I took my things, ngahamba. He was following me. Hey, stop being dramatic. I asked him for the last time. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure you're not gonna text the guys and call them and tell them where to get off and tell them to back off? He's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. I wrote him a big paragraph. I dumped him and I blocked him everywhere. A week, after a week, he started calling. He thought I was joking, and I made a conscious decision. I was like, I'm done with this person. 2 days after, I got an email. Nakhona email ngithola on WhatsApp. I'm recording. I'm recording, telling her, this is what happened. My ex, this is what I just found out. As I'm recording, email congratulations, you've been appointed. What? I just got a job. And I cried, I screamed, I prayed to God. I was like, God, thank you so much. This has been something that I've been wanting for the whole year. All of a sudden, I'm dumping this person, I'm getting a job. Oh my God. And then I replied the email, decision I've ever made in my life. I didn't even feel the breakup that much. February, I was going through a lot. February, obviously it's Valentine's Day, I'm alone. But shout out to the guys that were distracting me. You guys are the best. Till today, the ex is still calling, the ex is still sending callbacks with people's numbers. I believe we are done 10 months later. Yesterday I saw him commenting on my previous vlog saying congratulations, Emma Sipa. Like, the fuck do you want? And then God blessed me with a boyfriend this month on the 8th, November on the 8th. Because you work in mysterious ways. You work in mysterious ways. And we are young, 9 months now. I wasn't in a committed relationship, but I was speaking to some guys, and it became me for me to give them a chance until I met my boyfriend. Yo, and to think that my boyfriend approached me, MTN PTZela. I don't entertain anyone that chose me. I keep quiet. I entertain mood. Anyway, this is not about my boyfriend. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the story time. Lesson of the story: always be vigilant, and don't give people a benefit of the doubt. People know exactly what they're doing. If you're going to be always stressed, ask yourself, why is this person giving you stress if he cared so much about you? You understand? I learned even if you trust the person, that's fine, but just know someday you're going to get disappointed, and if you do, always prepared to leave. Always be prepared to detach yourself from that person's life. Just know people change all the time. The soft spot that you have for people don't have it for you. You understand? If you love people that much, people don't love you like that. So I've learned so much from that relationship, and more than anything, I'm so proud of myself because wow, damn, I'm a lover. My recent boyfriend is so lucky to have me. I know how to love a person. I know how besides the relationship, and I love that about myself, and I'm such a lover. I'm such a good human being. I'm not perfect. Nginenkani yami, ngine enga yami, but ivela mawungusukela. Also, this video is just to tell you guys, if someone doesn't want to stop something, he won't stop. He won't stop it, no matter what you do, no matter who you are. If and let's just stop forcing people to change. Don't be busy forcing them to block people. Just leave the relationship. Just leave the relationship. That's what I always tell my recent boyfriend. It's, oh my God, you cheat, I'm not even going to fuss with you. I'm not gonna negotiate anything. I'm just gonna leave you. Cause I'm like, I have so much peace in my life. I don't need stress. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you, sweery, for watching my story time. I'm posting it tomorrow. I'm going home. I'm posting it tomorrow. Bye.